Right everyone, and welcome back to Season 15 of AOR, and yeah, this is the top tier then on Xbox One. We're here today for round 4 of this 15 round season then, the Bahrain Grand Prix, and yeah, here we are then in qualifying, and yeah, we're coming here off the back then of was quite a disappointing race in Azerbaijan, obviously with the lobby restart, and then yeah, we didn't load up our setup again, forgot to do that, so yeah, we just had a very difficult race there, a long way off the pace, and yeah, really overall a race to forget there, and it was 2 races in a row then with no points unfortunately, but yeah, coming here to Bahrain, which I think should be better for us. I would say probably of the 4 tracks we've been to so far, this is probably my favourite one on this game. I think I did alright here in the time trial event for the pre-season, so I think pretty much everyone here is going to be quite competitive. Sort of based on that, because obviously everyone's really done a lot of laps of this track sort of in the build up to this season, but yeah, a little bit of an update. I know that Simon got disqualified from Azerbaijan for starting the top 10 on the soft tyres when everyone qualified on the super soft, so that moved us up to 12th, but actually lost us a place in the championship because I think Pinecone was level on points with us, but we had better counterback, but that moved him up to 9th, so we've slipped a place in the championship because of that. But yeah, we did gain a place in Azerbaijan, up to 12th in the end. But yeah, Flying Finn then once again taking pole. That's 3 out of 4 I think, because I think he either got pole in Azerbaijan. We were down in 16th place then, 2 thousandths ahead of C.R. Rosberg there, but yeah, he was on the soft tyres, so we were just about the slowest then on the super softs. Simon did have a qualifying penalty as well to add on to that disqualification from Baku. So yeah, we're going to the grid then. I decided to go with the soft tyres in the end. I did actually practice for this race starting on the super soft tyres, which probably wasn't the best idea, because I do think that looking at this now that the soft tyre is certainly the better option if you're outside the top 10. And then we're doing a 1-stop onto mediums, which the game doesn't think you can do, but obviously you can. And yeah, we'll hope for a good start here then, as we got lights coming now and then. And away we go, and it is not the best start there really. We've got a little bit of wheel spin there, and Rosberg had a very good start actually, then again alongside me and LGS on the run towards turn 1. We're on the inside, we quite cautious there. I think Drawmaster was quite cautious there. We sort of find ourselves in the middle as LGS was on the outside. I didn't really want to get sandwiched there, so I sort of backed out a little bit, as we got Limitless there lagging quite a bit, and he seemed to be really struggling with his connection here, and yeah, we get alongside him then. I wasn't really sure how many cars were alongside me there, so I sort of tried to stick as close to the inside as I could, but it looks like we passed Limitless then. It looks like we passed LGS as well there, up into 15th place then, with Limitless all over the back of us then, and I imagine he'll be trying to pass us as quickly as possible here, because yeah, I'd imagine he's quite a bit quicker than this, but I do think this is his first time well, he says his first time, well, since going full time to the wheel. Obviously he has done some races on the wheel, but apparently he has now ditched the pad for good, so yeah, maybe a little bit of a difficult crossover for him, but I'm not sure. I do know he was struggling a lot with connection here. As at the inside into turn 11 he goes, and yeah, quite aggressive there, but I mean, he saw the gap and he went for it, and yeah, unfortunately that has lost us in a couple of places there, as yeah, LGS managed to slip through as well. So yeah, not the best start then. We've lost a place overall from where we started, as Rosberg had a very good start and is already up amongst the well, challenging for a point I think, as yeah, run the final corner then. It is Flying Finn that is leading the race and across the line, and yeah, we'll just have to see what we can do from here then. Well, hopefully the soft tyres will come to us as this first stint goes on. I know that there were a few people outside the top 10 who did start on the super soft, because in fact we see a gap there, as LGS I thought was quite early on the break, so I did manage to outbrake him there, but yeah, he manages to get a much better run out of the first 2 corners. But we are side by side then, up towards turn 4 now. We're going to go on the inside line, we'll try and outbrake him again here, as we're up the inside, but he's probably going to get a good drive here around the outside, and we're going to be side by side then towards turns 5, 6 and 7. We've got the inside line for turn 6 then, he's going to have the inside line for turn 7, and just about we managed to get ahead there, so yeah, some great wheel to wheel action there between us and LGS, and yeah, we managed to retake that position from him then, as Leopard there a bit out of shape. I think he may have just broken his front wing, and yeah, that's something going to allow us to catch back up then, because we certainly lost quite a bit of time there in that little battle. As good as it was, we certainly were sort of costing each other a little bit of time there, I think, as we saw we're both compromising each other there. But yeah, Leopard certainly seems to be struggling there in front of us, and yeah, he's very, very slow in that fast right-hander, and yeah, I'm pretty sure he had front wing damage there. So through we go then into 15th position now then for Authority, with quite a bit of a gap then to Limitless in 14th, and yeah, sort of the rest of the field there in front of us, as yeah, is still flying for them by looks of things, that is still leading this race, as we are going to come out of the final corner now then to begin the third lap then of 29, and LGS has got a very good run this end down towards the first corner here, and we're going to defend the inside line this time then, and he does manage to break a little bit later this time. He is going to run right around the outside then and get the inside line for turn 2. We're going to have the inside line for this small Kenkman of turn 3, and we get back ahead of him then, but is he going to come back this end for turn 4? We're going to defend the inside line if we can, try and maybe park it on the apex here if we can, and that is exactly what I managed to do then, and we maintain our 15th position then in this race. And yeah, unfortunately we've given ourselves a lot of work to do now to catch back up, but luckily this group in front of us did start battling, and by lap 8 we managed to close back into within a couple of seconds. But there is gravel being kicked up in front of us. It's NLR Evo then, who was spun off there from I think 2nd or 3rd position. That is huge for the race and for the championship, because well, he's been looking like Flying Finn's biggest challenger so far. As we skip to lap 11 now then, most people had pitted, but Limitless is now disconnected. Said he had connection problems in this race. He disconnected from qualifying. He was lagging a lot at the start of the race, and now he has disconnected then. Most people have pitted at this point, which is why we're up to 3rd place. But yeah, Evo off, Limitless disconnecting then, and yeah, Mercedes' closest challengers really having a very difficult race here then, as we are going to pit at the end of that lap then. These tyres probably could have gone a bit longer, but I didn't really think it was worth losing like a load of time to those who had pitted before us. I did see Rosberg in front of us pitting for those medium tyres as well, so I decided that it's probably the best time then to come in to put on some mediums. Unfortunately, Martin I think had an incident with Simon on this lap, well, just before this, on like down towards turn 1 on lap 11, and broke his front wing, so he sort of came in again after that. He was sort of, he's a reserve driver, as I'll explain in a second, as we got Pinecone there just about managing to get out in front of us, as we were actually up in 11th place in out of the pits, so that worked out quite well for us, as Martin had just retired there. And yeah, Pinecone is through for now then, up into 11th place, but on the soft tyres, so would be expecting to pit again during this race. But yeah, Martin then, he's a reserve driver, and yeah, there's no cryo lockdown then this week for the 2nd race in a row. I think he should be back next week, but yeah, Martin as reserve driver then was in the Sauber for this race, and unfortunately, well, he was running very well up in I think the 3rd or 4th place, and yeah, he got pretty much moved across on in the braking zone by Simon, unfortunately, and he broke his front wing, which is why he ended up retiring from the session there. I think that's also what contributed to us being up in 12th place here, and in fact Pinecone has lost the back end there through turn 11, got out onto the curb, and we are up then into that 11th place. And yeah, suddenly maybe we're in with a shout of points here then, because I think Simon still has to pit. But yeah, on to lap 14 then, down to turn 1, and CR Hamilton there coming from a long way back, but manages to get slowed down. We luckily saw him coming there, and yeah, he is through then into 11th position, with Pinecone still right behind us then, but I imagine still with another pit stop to make. So yeah, we're sort of trying not to worry about him too much, but at the same time we don't really want to lose touch with CR Hamilton if we can really help it. But yeah, Pinecone then looks like he's going to get through here then, through turn 6 and 7. He's going to have the inside line down for turn 8, the hairpin here, and yeah, it looks like he's through. And we've got Leopard behind us as well then, on his medium tyres. I think he's been on them since lap 2, or the end of lap 2. I think that was when he pitted, when we saw him with that broken front wing, as he's going to look at the inside now then into turn 1. We managed to cover that, well, we give him space and we managed to stay ahead. And yeah, it didn't look like he got the best run out of the corner, but then later in the lap we take way too tight a line there into turn 10, I think that is. We clouded the curb and we didn't get a good drive out of the corner, so he's going to be right on us then down towards turn 11. You don't normally see overtaking here, but well, we saw Limitless do it earlier in the race, so yeah, we were sort of a bit wary of that there. and yeah, now he's all over the back of us then. We've sort of out of shape now that we've defended that position, and yeah, he's going to be looking all over for a place to get through here, and he's got a good run there out of the penultimate corner, and yeah, you don't really see overtaking into his final corner, but he has got a very good run here. We did go a bit defensive there, but again, that's just going to hurt our run now then down the long pit straight here, and yeah, he's got a very good run. We're going to try and go defensive if we can here then, and we're side by side, and I think Simon has now played because we're back up to 12th place, and I think I missed that, but yeah, we've got left put up the inside then into turn 1, and it looks like he has managed to make that stick then, and he is through into 12th position. And yeah, we'll see if we can stick with him if we can. His mediums will be quite old at this point, and he may well have to pit again. I don't think he can do 27 laps on mediums here. Maybe he can, but it would be extremely difficult to do so. And yeah, we're going to stay in the DRS, and obviously there is a slipstream glitch now in effect, but we do manage to look at the inside here then. He gives us a lot of space there, but I think he was just trying to do a switch back here. We're going to park it on the apex of turn 2 here, but he tries to run around the outside, and yeah, it didn't really work out for him. I sort of tried to park it on the apex there to stop him like doing a switch back and getting a good run up the hill, but yeah, it's all worked out either way for us there. He looked at the inside into turn 4 but couldn't get through, and then I think he may have lost the back end there, and that's allowed Simon to get through. Well, I think he paired after this anyway, because yeah, those mediums were very old at this point, I think. As yeah, on to lap 21 then, we've got Simon then just behind us. I think Pinecone is now paired, and Simon then looks at the inside. We give him space there. We've got the inside line for turn 2, but then he just loses the back end there. Don't really know what that was all about, but yeah, certainly no contact on my screen, and yeah, no contact on the spectator cams when I look back at that afterwards either, so maybe just a mistake from him there. But yeah, he scores back over again by lap 24 then on those fresh softs. He's at the inside, and luckily we just managed to avoid contact there, as he's very aggressive at the inside. But yeah, he's through then into 11th place, and I don't imagine we'll be able to stick with him here. I did know that he had a penalty though, so I did want to stay sort of fairly close to him just in case, but I knew it was going to be quite difficult, as CRL Hamilton just appears out of nowhere on the final lap of the race then. And yeah, well, we saw it happen in Baku, and I think he's just pulled off the track here. I don't really know what happened there, but yeah, he's out of the race, and that moves us up then into 11th position. And yeah, we were sort of just outside 3 seconds there of Simon then. I knew he had a penalty, so I wanted to stick close to him if I could, just in case there was only one penalty that he had. And yeah, it's going to be 11th place and it looks like across the line, but we'll see how close we are then. Overall, a much better race than Baku though, as we cross the line, and we do stay in 11th position then, unfortunately, so no points once again as it stands. And yeah, as I say though, a much better race than Baku. We had some good battles this time, but yeah, just look at that gap between us and Simon then with his 3-second penalty. 0.02 of a second. It does not get much closer than that, and that is a very disappointing way to miss out on some points there. But yeah, as I say, much better race than in Baku, so I can't really complain about that. And yeah, well done to Flying Finland. That's 4 out of 4 then this season. Surprising second. I think, well, yeah, Alonso with his first podium since Australia there, then in 3rd. And yeah, very good race then for Mercedes against the 2 Ferraris, who neither of them I don't think made it to the finish in the end. I think either may have retired at some point. But yeah, we still may get moved up to 10th then, because yeah, I did see that incident between Martin and Simon, and it did look pretty shocking, I have to say. So at the time of recording this, I don't know if there is a penalty or not, but yeah, obviously the standings will be on the screen at some point now, but they may not have been updated by the time I do this video, so I'll leave a link in the description because they may well be updated at some point later. But yeah, I'd say there is certainly a chance that we will be moved up to 10th place then in this race. But even if not, then it was still, you know, a good race for us there. I think a lot of good battles, and our pace was not great, but you know, it's still decent. And yeah, a much more enjoyable race in Baku anyway. So I hope you enjoy this race. Leave a like if you did. And we head to Spain next, which I'd say is definitely my favourite so far of the 5 tracks that we've been to. And yeah, I'll be certainly hoping for some points there. So thanks for watching. See you then. Goodbye.